Okay, folks. So, looks like everything's going good. Finally got the share screen working good. I have Annex Studio, all right? And I started new, and I like the way it's set up this way. I did something with the other one on my other computer, and I can't get it back looking like this. But make a long story short, I compared the ZF with the Z6III, and their JPEG raw files and stuff. And we're just going to look through these pictures real quick. And I have like 62 photos. But trying the 28 millimeter, and I came to a conclusion last night that if I used the 24 to 70, um, I just use the zoom lens. I have 24, 28, 35, 50, even 70 on it. You just take that one lens with you and you can do your street photography. Um, I do have ZF in the car. No, I'm sorry. The Leica SL2S with the 35 millimeter and the Canon R6 II with the um, with the 16 millimeter. So I like that wide field of view also. And I can put that in crop mode and get 24 millimeters out there. So I have the Leica Q3, which is a 28 millimeter. The R6 or the SL2S is 35. So I do have 50 millimeters, like for the Z6III. But I am thinking of getting the 50 millimeter. I don't know. I think it's at 2.8 on the Nikon. It's a macro, and I'll put that on the ZF. And I was thinking of the 40 millimeter, but I think I'll go ahead to, since it's too close to 35, I'm thinking of going to the 50 millimeter and put the macro on the ZF. So I'll try out all 4 different cameras tomorrow at the Botanical Gardens or at the Chinese Tea Garden, all right, next to the zoo. Those 4 cameras, taking pictures. And I do have a rucksack where I can put all the cameras into it and then just take out a camera and just take different pictures. So that video will come out tomorrow. I'm going to show you this right now. I got a little off track. But as you can see with this information right now, this is this is Nikon Z6III at 70 millimeter. All right. So I'm trying to catch the dove, and I'm looking for, so here's the nest. The only thing is you can see her barely. So there's a branch or a leaf right there in front of her. But there's her head and there's the rest of her body. So that's what I'm trying to do, okay? I like NX Studio. And as you can see with, I think these are JPEGs, yeah. So the RAWs are knocking it over, okay? NX Studio does a good job on the graphics, but, and I'm going to close this to make it a little bit bigger on the picture. But I am going to leave the information in my scroll for the next picture. But as you can see, it takes wonderful pictures. And this is the f4 lens, all right? This is the shell from a cicada. So they're coming out. So they're starting to get noisy again. I just took one off and then I noticed another one right there. So they're coming out. And you can see where it's blurry first. And then when it goes through this program, it kind of focuses it a little bit better. And I've noticed that on the raw files, they look fabulous. And I'm going to show you the difference between those. So this is still the Z6III, and I think this is at 28 millimeters. Okay. So I'm just using the f4 lens. They're JPEG files. And you see they're being processed. You don't see any distortion basically, to the right. You might see a little bit right here. Okay. But that might be a paint job also. This is where it's kind of dirty. I need to wash those. But anyway, there's the cranes. And just to show you, I think I was focusing on the crane, but let's just click on here. No, I resumed it. All right. And if I zoom in a little bit more, 200, 300, 400, and then, so you'll see some fringing, color fringing, purple fringing on this. And if you look at the this right here, you can see the different colors and stuff. It just it's a learning process. I haven't used this lens much and primes, but you can see I try to focus on something and nothing got focused. And it looks kind of blurry, doesn't it? So I'm taking different pictures. And I think I made a mistake there. I was just walking and I hit the shutter button. So I'm trying to look into for that bird. And it's right through the branches. So I decided to move a little bit here and there. And I still missed it. So when you use Z6III, I can move it up a little bit. See if I can get, and I was probably pointing at the wrong one. I'm looking for the nest. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. It's to the left. So I was pointing to the right, but there she is. So let's go back one. Okay, I think I have to go back this way here too. So see, I was moving around just to get a better picture of her. And let's go back to 100%. All right. So this is what I was focusing on. You saw a better picture of her right there. So I was getting her, okay? But then I realized it was in JPEGs. And now that's a great shot, okay, right there. If I go up to 400%, even look, you can see the color around her eyes. So she's laying an egg again. Let's go one more. That's pretty good for a Z6III 24.5 megapixel camera. This is at 70 millimeter AFS. The VR was on normal, all right? And aperture priority, ISO was at 100. So the shutter speed, it was 6K oversampling. I can't find the shutter speed. Yeah, 1/60th of a second shutter speed. And, there's another shot. So it's like taking 2 or 3 in a row. And I'll go back to here, 100%. This is inside the house. I wanted to show the different bokeh. So this is Z6III, and I was using the 40 millimeter this time. And I don't know what I was doing there. I probably took 2 or 3 shots in a row. Yeah. I was trying out the buffer and in rapid succession. I was trying to look at the autofocus at that time to see if it stayed in focus. And let me go back one because it was all a 40 millimeter. Let me see if the VR was on. Yeah, it was all on normal. Okay, not sports mode. And I was looking at the color accuracy because I was coming to the conclusion that with the Leica, it was showing all the colors, you know, in the Q3 60 megapixel camera compared to the Canon R6 II and the even on the Z6 III. Yeah, even on the ZVE1, they didn't show all the colors like the Leica did. And I'm trying to figure out why. Maybe because it's a 60 megapixel camera. So I don't have the A7R5, I do have the Z8. So I had to do some experiments tonight with the Z8 to see if I can capture all the colors with a 45 megapixel camera, you know, either the Z8 or Z9. I like using the Z8 because it has the 28-400 on there. And I'm loving that lens. And you can get some pretty close shots too, depending on what focal length you're at, you know, almost macro. So I'm liking that lens all the time. And you can see where I was in the studio and I was trying to focus, found out that this focus is fine in video mode. Just do kind of like a half shutter. It's not going to take a picture and I'll focus. I think that's excellent. I can do like the f-stop. It's at f2.8, and that's what this lens is at. I can do the ISO if I wanted to, but I'm not going to mess with it. And I'm looking at the screen, so it's on my left eye. And I turn right, now it's on my right eye, and it's staying there. Now I went to the left eye. So if I move here, and I get sidetracked, folks, I'm sorry. But here's some close shots of the buds that are going to turn into flowers. That's why I keep watering the tree. The flowers are falling off, but there's a lot of these buds. Sometimes they bloom, sometimes they don't. The secret is just keep watering your tree. And you can see some of the cobwebs on here. And if I increase it, look at that, at 200%. I mean, that's pretty good, folks. And these are raw files. Yep. And this is on the ZF, okay? I've already tried the raw files on the Z6 III. They're fantastic. At this time, I was thinking, let me try it on the ZF to see how it is. Because they say the stabilization is about the same. The only difference is on the Z6 III, it's locked down when you turn off the camera, whereas the ZF, it's not. So you can shake it and hear it, you know, rattling on the inside. So I'm trying to get through this real quick. This was the grass that, you know, how you have some grass stalks that grow faster than the other ones. And somehow I think the bird was using it for part of its nest, came out and fell on the bath, or the bird bath. And you can see the Z6 III. This camera right here, you know, set up the tripod with the N10 and then with the DC2. This is for if you don't want to shake the camera, okay, for stills. But I used it just a while ago just to focus. And the camera's turning red, so I got to finish this quickly so it doesn't overheat. Anyway, taking some pictures, I think. Oh, yeah. All right. So on the video, I'm taking pictures with the ZF, and I'm following this bird, and this bird goes like this. And I'm just following around, and then it lands on another tree. And I thought it was great. So I'm trying to see if the ZF can capture this. And you can see the little blotches. I'm in it. Now I got that one right there, but you notice it's on the left-hand side of the screen. And now I can understand why people want to crop it. So if I go up, but look at this bird. this white-tailed dove, and I think this is the dad, okay? Not the mom. You know, it's not that good. It's a 24.5 megapixel camera, but it's in RAW, okay? And you do have software to fix up that part, but that's a pretty good shot right there. I'm surprised. And that's not clear. There's another one. So, you know, I knew I was following it, and it tried to dive bomb and do things. It's a fast bird, okay? I'm not going to get sharp, but so somehow the bird, and if I go just to the original picture format, okay, it went behind the tree. So it's started from the house and then went like this, and I was just following it. It went around the tree and then went and landed on the neighbor's tree. It was unreal. So if I go back, so you can see the bird as it's going behind the tree. It knows I'm following, but look how far away this bird is. And I'm using I think I put the 24 to 70 on here. Yeah, and this is at 24 millimeters. So I was getting a wide field of view, and then I saw the bird, and I forgot to put it on 70 millimeters, which might be a good thing because I get a wider field of view. And if I had on 70 millimeters, you won't even see all this stuff. So I'm just going back. Yeah, it's in that picture, in that picture. So I did get it, but you can see where, all right, I didn't know that was there. Okay. So let's crop it in. So I did get some shots of the bird, and I wasn't focusing. I was just snap, 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 snap. This is all from the ZF, folks. And it's at 24 millimeters, unfortunately. But look at that. That's a fantastic shot. They're raw files. I could probably work on it to, you know, for the dynamic range, but still, if I had it at 70 millimeters, that would have been the shot, best shot ever. But that's why you get a prime or you get a zoom, and then you have to realize you have to bring it back. But look at this. So it's almost center. It's against the sun and the bright contrast of a cloud, but there you see it. So I'm amazed. Um, that looks like a great shot also. Of course, and this is at 29%. So you see, look at that. I mean, that's pretty good. It's not sharp, okay? I'm using the ZF, and it's at 24 millimeters. That's my only problem. You know, when you get excited and you get the shot, then you realize your mistakes afterwards when you take it in. So you see, you can hardly see it against the blue background. I'm just going to go through this real quick. So I can see which ones are sharp, which one isn't. Yeah, he flew behind a tree and landed in this one. Yeah, I was trying to find him. And then this is where I put the ZF down with the lens and took over. And I video recorded this for 24 minutes. So I got to finish this real quick before my Z6III ends. And there you go. So let me go back to a shot that I like best. Is it that one? You know what? I'm going to try this one right here. I'm going to go up to 400%. It's not the best, folks, but I think that's a pretty cool shot. Okay. And I'm going to make it full screen. Ah, it was full screen. Sorry about that. I'll just do something like this. Close that down. And I, No, I messed up. I'll leave it there, okay? And I'll just bring it over here. Bring it at 400%. Nah, better not. I'll just leave it at 100%. Or even, yeah, I'll leave it right there, okay? So thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Now I gotta find my mouse. There we go. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.